I need to replace the filter. That means I need to go to the hardware store. Wait, that means I can go to the hardware store. Hey guys, Richard here with eBike Reviews and Adventures. So I need to go run some errands, and what better way to do it than on the ZORA bike, the ZORA Master. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to, we're going to go to the UPS store first and drop off some Amazon returns. And then we're going to go across the street to the hardware store because I need to get a water filter for the refrigerator. We're going to look at some wood, see what, or not just wood, but any material we can find that may work to go inside the baskets here to fill up these large holes down below. So we're going to do that. And might grab some lunch while we're out. And yeah, we'll just see where else we end up. So let's see, I've got my water bottle tucked away up here in this front rack. I've got my gear bag back here in the basket. It's kind of flipped sideways, but it fits in there just fine, along with the Amazon packages that I need to return. And so I got my helmet, got my camera, got everything that I need, I believe. Yeah, so we're ready to go. Let's get going. All right, it is a nice day today. It's pretty warm out. Not sure what the temperature is. It's 85, but the humidity is kind of low. So the humidity isn't real bad today, so that's a great thing. I may have to make an adjustment there. My water bottle is bouncing around in that rack the way I have it attached, so yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. So I think what I'll do is just hook it to the bottom down there. So I'm sitting a little higher up on this bike today because my knee was bothering me a little bit. So got a little better leg extension. You know, being tall, it's kind of hard to get a really good leg extension without being really high in the air. And so oftentimes I'll be sitting, you know, a little lower than what you normally would, but again, we're on an e-bike, so it's not like I have to do a lot of hard pedaling. So I don't know, it works out pretty good. I'm really digging this new bike though, I tell you. So haven't been riding it as much this week as I would like to, but I've been taking the Truxus links out. It's a newer bike, and so I've been getting out on the road with that. So we got a lot of headwind today, so I'm not sure how much is picking up on camera, but it's pretty bad. This bike, like most bikes, anything over close to 20 miles an hour, it's kind of hard to pedal, keep up with it, because they never seem to get the gearing just right. So we'll be doing a lot of throttling today. Hello. Boy, there's just a lot of traffic today. So I haven't been this way in a while. The last time I was here, they had the sidewalk closed right here doing some construction, but happy to see that it's open today. I'm going to stop here for a quick second. Because we have a new configuration, I just want to make sure everything is still okay back here. Looks like it is. Hitting a lot of bumps. So when you're trying something new, you need to check it often and make sure all is well. I tell you, I do wish this bike had front suspension. So I like this bike enough that this is going to be a keeper. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade the front forks, and I'm going to swap them out for some suspension forks. But it's interesting because most cargo bikes, a lot of cargo bikes, they don't have the suspension. I think the Evans and Abound does, but some of the other cargo style bikes that are similar to this, like the electric Expedition, it does not. Let's see, KBO makes a bike, I think it's called the Ranger, KBO Ranger maybe, I'm not sure, but it does not have front suspension. And when you start looking around, you'll find that there's a lot of them that don't have it. And if you've been seeing some of my other videos on my channel, you'll know that we recently ordered a trike. And one of the main reasons we did not order the trike from Electric, which is a great price at $1,500, but one of the reasons is it didn't have front suspension either. And I really wanted to have that little extra cushion in the front. No, you're okay. How are you today?
Good. How about you?
Doing great, thank you. All right, we got to scoot down around here, get turned around, get off that sidewalk. So I don't have my tires fully inflated specifically because, you know, I want to have that little extra cushion from the fat tires when I do hit a bump. So that helps. But the problem with that is then your motor's working a little bit harder and you're not quite as efficient on your battery because you're going to chew up more battery, not having your tires aired to the proper tire pressure. So that's a trade-off. But we're not going too far today, so we should be fine. So we've been here before. This is the sidewalk that ends, so that was a nice little jaunt where I could talk to you for a second, but now we got to cut across here, get back on this main sidewalk. That wasn't too bad. Oh, I spoke too soon. That wasn't too bad until the very end. This guy's not even looking in our direction, so I'm going to wait for him. I didn't want him to start scooting up and be in my way. And no one's coming there. We're going to zip through the parking lot because this is where the UPS store is. Guys, they just recently made changes here at this UPS store and I don't like it at all. I ship a lot of stuff back to Amazon because I do a lot of shopping on Amazon. But they now have these self-service kiosks that you have to use. So you have to do your own bar scanning and print out your label and attach it to your package and drop it in the correct bin. And I don't like that because it's a little slower. And when there's a line, you have no choice but to stand in line for the kiosk because the people at the counter won't help you. And I don't like that. So we'll see how it goes when I go in here today. But yeah, just not a fan of that. Hello. And the UPS store is right here. So there's no place to tie off. And we're just going to leave the bike parked right here. Get this box out. Excuse me, I'm in line for the kiosk.
Oh, you're in line for that too. Okay.
You're sending that.
Not that we like using this kiosk one bit, but
You can go ahead and use that one. Need the label.
receipt. And that goes in this bin. Now this item. kickstand.
Self-checkout, no cash, no, yeah, I stood in line and I was like, oh.
Oh, you went through it.
Yeah, well, almost, yeah, I didn't ring anything up, but I was like, oh, darn it.
Get to the kiosk and then.
Printed. Oh my goodness.
Good morning. Hey, how y'all? Not too bad, not too bad. What are we doing for you?
That's my receipt.
Yeah. Is that that? Yes, yep, you got it.
Bring that right over here, Bill.
Yep, yep. That should be almost done now. 244. Yep, yep, you should be able to just kind of hover up top on the screen here, I believe. No, that paid for the shipping, yep, that's that. Have a good day.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
See what I'm talking about? Crazy. Just freaking nuts. It's bad enough having to check yourself out when you go to the grocery store or Walmart, Target, something like that. Now you go to McDonald's, you can order your own food and check yourself out. Now you got to come here and you got to do the same thing. And unfortunately, there's just no other options. You want to shop on Amazon, you have something you got to return, you have to come to the UPS store. Or Whole Foods, but Whole Foods is across town and that's not an option. Most irritating thing I've had to deal with all week. You laughing at me?
I was like, that's a neat little bike.
Yep. Good way to get yourself in trouble. All right, here we go. You let yourself get irritated and wrapped up around it, then they kind of win, right? So I do my best just to ignore the ignorance of people these days and move on. Not sure if the sidewalk is closed over there or not. Looks like it might be open. If so, we're going to take it. Yeah, they've got it closed up there, so we're going to go around. Here we go. So I have blinkers on this bike. I don't use them. I don't use them because I really think blinkers are gimmicky. And I'm going to do a video on blinkers here soon. And I just want to show you what, a person in a car, if they're behind you, what are they going to see, Can they see the blinker at all? And I can tell you right now, and a lot of these bikes, no, they probably can't see that blinker flashing the least little bit, so not going to do us any good. If the blinkers were two separate lights on either side, then that would work, but when it's integrated with the tail light and they're too close together, it's just hard to tell what's going on there. So that's where the problem lies. Sneak over here, like we did once before. So we're just going to leave it tucked in over here out of the way. Hope for the best. So I've already decided I'm going to get a completely different lock than the ABIS lock because I just don't use it. It's too rigid. And I'm going to get a lock that's got a regular chain on it. And I'm looking at a brand, Kryptonite brand, and you can get them that are like 4 and 5 feet long. That's going to allow you to be able to tie up to an object a little distance away. So that's the lock I'm looking for, but I don't have it yet. So yeah, we'll just hope for the best. Here we go. At least I'll have my helmet. I can walk home with head protection. So we need a filter for the refrigerator. These GE appliances, if I had known what I was getting into, I would not have purchased them. But they have a filter. It's got a microchip in it, of course. And when the filter runs out, it'll shut your ice machine and your water dispenser off. Oh, all in the name of safety. And you can't operate it until you buy their overly expensive water filter and stick it back in there. And I've heard, no water filters, where are they at? And I've heard that you can't use aftermarket water filters because they don't have the microchip and they're not coated correctly. So therefore, they won't work either. You have to buy the name brand filter. I'm not seeing filters. Over here. This is a new store, and I haven't been in here much. Certainly not to buy a filter. Oh, and you do have to change it every 6 months. So.
Where's what?
Water filters?
For refrigerators?
Yes.
Right over here, sir.
Over there. All right, thanks guys. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Oh, I think I see them now. Water filters. We walked right past it. Right here on this end cap. RPE, WFE, that's it right there. RPWFE. And that's what we need. $50. The nice thing about this is they usually have, there we go, they usually have pre-cut plywood sheets. And so you can grab a pre-cut sheet here maybe. Something like a 1/4 inch. There you go, 24 by 24 inch. That would work. 1/4 inch, 24 by 24. That's gonna be a little big to carry on the bike. I wonder if they'll cut it for me. Where did it come here? You guys cut wood? Can you cut something small?
Saw's actually down right now.
Well, that's cool, man. You got a camera on you?
Yeah, I'm riding a bike.
That's cool, man.
Thanks, man. Well, that answers that. We're just gonna put the wood back. Their saw is down. This is a little too awkward, especially in the wind we have today, so I can't get it. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get so it's just a 1/4 inch, so it's nice and thin. And they sell it in 2x2s, so I can take one and cut it down for the back rack, and I'll end up buying a second one for the front rack. But that's what we'll do. All right, so we're out of here. All the way down here for a water filter, but it needed to get done before the stupid refrigerator shuts my water supply off. So let's hope that the bike is still there. The self-service kiosk. Here we go. Inside. I only ended up getting one item. Let's dump the cart off. We don't need this stinking cart. And the bike is still here. My water bottle's still here. The bag is still here. Can't go through there. I better go this way, the way I came, because I know I fit. Oh, I guess I should put my phone back. Put it in my pocket. Now, put my phone back here, one-handed. That works out really well. I like those. What are we doing for lunch? There is just nothing over here. Nothing over here at all. This is all brand new, this whole complex, and they don't have restaurants over here yet. We've got stinking Sonic across the street and a stinking Burger King. Don't like either one of those. So I'm thinking we're going to continue on down the road further and go to my favorite little burger place. Not that Richard needs to be eating a burger today. And they have this closed off, but we're going to do it anyway because there's no one working today. Why close off a sidewalk if there's nothing wrong with it? Perfectly good stretch. See that? No workers present. Ah. This guy saw me at the last minute because I'm sitting tall and riding this bright orange bike. All right, across the street we have a Taco Smell. That would be a hard no. There's a Starbucks. That's a pass. There's a McDonald's. That's kind of gross. We don't go there very often. I mean, I don't mind their chicken nuggets. It's not really chicken. It's whatever it is they put in there. But you know, I'll eat those from time to time. But over here there's a Chipotle. Not real fond of that either. There's a Subway across the street here. Let's go this way. We haven't been to Subway since we discovered the little country store that is not far from our home that makes some really good sandwiches. Just fantastic sandwiches. It's been a couple of months since I've been over here, but I don't remember seeing that Evie's Tavern. So that could be fun to check out, but not today. Now, we want to go into here, and I need to be able to park the bike somewhere where I can see it. So I'm going to park over here next to this wall. We're going to scoot on across. Behind us turning. There we go.
Walk time or time
Oh, look at that. Almost got ran over by a cop. So you didn't see who was about to turn next, but as I started out, the cop rolled up, making a right turn, and he hit his brakes, smiled real big because he knew he screwed up, and gave me the friendly wave. That's funny. Not funny, but funny. Too bad I didn't have a rear camera. Sometimes I have the camera on the rear. I need to get another one just so I have two cameras going. I had two for a while. But it's just so much footage to have to go through when you're editing videos, and it takes so much longer when you're dealing with more than one camera. So I stopped doing it, and then I sold the camera and got rid of it and said I'm going to simplify things and just use one camera. But oftentimes now there've been times where I wished I had another camera, especially now that I do the Toby cam videos with Toby. I'd like to keep a video on him, and then still have a camera up here for the front. So I don't know. Maybe we'll go back to 2 cameras at some point. I saw a message on Facebook from a person who was talking about, not specifically about a cargo e-bike, but just an e-bike in general. And she said that she used to have to take 2 buses to get to the grocery store, or get to the store. I don't know what store it was. And then when she was done shopping, she'd take 2 buses to get back home again, because she couldn't afford a car. But she, at some point, ended up getting an e-bike. And now she can make the 9-mile round trip, you know, going at her own pace, doing all her shopping and errands and things, and how she's just loving it because she doesn't have to be on the bus anymore. And that's exactly where we're headed. And a lot of people don't realize it yet, but we're getting there, you know, pretty quickly. The growth in the e-bike market just over the last 3 years, you know, things really got started around the time that the COVID got going. But since then, it just hasn't slowed down. People are starting to realize that, you know what, they're fun, they're efficient, they're very affordable if you consider, you know, the cost of a car and car payments and you know, gas and maintenance and things. And so for people who live in the city, you know, a lot of folks can easily get by without a car, and they can just use a bike. And so I think my prediction is we're going to continue to see the explosion of e-bike sales over the next few years, and you're going to start seeing more and more people in your neighborhoods, and more people going down the street and sidewalks that are using them. But that's also a bad thing, because as they gain in popularity, it just means the government's going to step in and start regulating them even more so than they do now. And then they'll put restrictions on where you can go, and, you know, they'll see the tax revenue that they can generate, and they'll start imposing some type of registration on these things. And so, now watch this lady crossing here. Watch this guy. He's taking a right turn. Yep. He's waiting for her, but see if the lawn doctor's going to run me over. Nope, he's waiting. She was crossing the street going the other way. But anyway, yeah. I think we'll start seeing restrictions here, new laws, in the next couple of years. Now look at this cluster. You see that? Trash truck was sitting here in the turning lane, stopped. I was wondering what he was doing. Rooms to Go decided he needed to make a right turn, so he was going around instead of the trash truck. And then they both started moving at the same time. It's a crazy world. I was watching out for you, Spectrum. Appreciate you. He slowed down and hesitated because he saw me coming. Did bump a little too hard, I forgot. We don't have front suspension. Gotta take those bumps a little easier. Whew, look at all those bikes. Guys, I gotta get rid of some bikes. So, I believe, son-in-law Devin is going to take the ZORA Zephyr to his place, and daughter Emma is going to choose, well, she's probably going to at least temporarily maybe take the Ranger, because I got a lot of videos still to do on the Truxus. And so that's that. And daughter Amanda really likes the Mach Scoria, so she will probably end up with that. And the Assault, if it ever gets repaired, supposedly the part is on the way, but every time I check for updates, there's no shipping update on where this thing is at. So I don't know. When that gets repaired, after I've driven it and make sure that it is, in fact repaired, that's gone. I'm getting rid of that. The trike shows up tomorrow, and a couple more right after that. So gotta make some room. That's it for this video. Hey, if you like this video, you enjoy, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Leave any comments or questions down below, and I'll see you in the next video real soon.